Hello, Facebook. I'm just gonna wait a little bit, see some people log on and watch what Facebook, watch what I do. Don't mind the music in the back. It's outside. Yeah. You can see my beautiful son up there. That was my Mother's Day gift. Anybody interested? Who's that? Titi, where'd you go?
Hey, Jiggy.
Hey, thank you. Likewise.
What are you doing?
Nothing. I'm getting ready to go live on Facebook.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Where you at?
Walgreens picking up a picture that I printed of Leslie.
I gotta get the brush. It's here.
Oh, okay.
I chimed in. Haven't you people ever heard of?
Oh, shit. Brandon Matadeo.
The what?
I figured Brandon did the picture for me, so I gave you his last name.
Which Brandon?
Bianca's husband.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Yeah. So I got her a little picture frame for her wedding, and I needed to put a picture in it.
Oh, cute. From her wedding? She got married?
She got married last week. I thought Marty told you all this already.
No, I didn't know anything. Ma, you
know
live?
anything?
Yeah, I'm live.
Oh,
Hmm?
you on the phone? Wait,
I know, but there's nobody on yet. I'm just waiting.
You're live. I'll talk to you later.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm still waiting for people to log on, so it's okay.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know she got married. No,
Thank you.
nobody told me anything.
Hold on.
Leslie.
when she get married?
Don't curse.
Shit, shut up. Shut up. Who you fucking talking? Who you talking to? Come here. Come here. Let me talk to you.
Yes, please.
Who you talking to?
Yeah, good evening. You as well. Thank you. Yeah, so, yeah, Marty told me she told you.
Not
That
that
you
she,
were going to try and make it for next week.
yeah, but she didn't tell me that she got married.
Yes, she got married last week.
Watch your mouth.
She got married last week.
Watch your mouth.
And,
Watch your mouth.
and then this week she was going to tell everybody the deal,
Right.
which she did.
She already did?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm going to Little Oscars now. Because, oh, if you're live, and I hope nobody's listening.
No, nobody's listening. But let me call you from my phone.
No, call me later. I'm actually going to drive now.
Alrighty.
Call me later.
Okay.
Bye, Titi.
Guys,
Bye. Love you.
love you too.
Bye.
Alright, guys. I'm just waiting. This is my first Mother's Day without my son. It's, trials and tribulation. It's hard, very hard. But, you learn how to make it through. There's not a dry eye. Every time you think about it, you're always gonna cry. You're always gonna think about it. It's gonna make you cry. All I do is cry. But, I know that's not what he would want me to do. So I try to be happy. Try to do things right. Try to get through it as best as I can, try to get through it as best as I can, and for all of you out there, for all you mothers out there who are going through this first time grieving, first Mother's Day without your child, I know your pain. I know it's hard. I know it's not easy, but we learn, what they want us to be, which is happy. And they want us not to cry for them, and they want us to move on, which we find very hard to do without them. But with the strength of the Lord, we learn to move on. We learn to take it day by day. Our life, as we knew it, will never be the same. But we learn to live, and we learn to go on, Hey, Ruthie. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you, too. I love you, too, Rockland. Yeah, so, every day is a struggle. Every single day, getting out of bed, going on with my day. It's a big struggle, but I get through it. I get through it because I know he will want me to get through it. He would definitely want me to get through it. And, my son was a happy person. He was a happy kid. And the last thing he would want is for me to be crying and suffering. So I leave it in God's hands to be able to get through this the way I'm supposed to. Yeah, I know. He is. Every day he looks over me. I feel him with me every day.
Where's the poem she wrote?
It's over there with the blue, where Thomas's poem. Under there, right there, on the table. Right there, under there. Look right on top of that one. Yeah, that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. It is not.
Yeah.
It says everything about her and how she came here and everything.
Yeah, so at first everybody used to tell me, go see a psychiatrist, go see a therapist, go get some help. And I felt like I don't need that. Nobody needs to be in my business. I'm gonna cry if I want to cry. I don't need somebody to tell me, don't cry, don't suffer. He's in a better place. I didn't want to hear none of that at all. I did not want to hear that. But and secondly, I thought, psychiatrists are for crazy people. You don't need to see somebody. You're not crazy. But it's not. It's not. It's actually what has me standing on my own 2 feet. It's what keeps me going. I'm doing a live. Sorry guys, I'm eating chips. So it's what keeps me going. My therapist, my counselor. I see a therapist, I see a psychiatrist, and I also see a counseling grief group, and that's what has helped me get this far. Because if it wasn't for them, and medication, of course, but if it wasn't for them, I don't know where I would be. I don't know where I would be. I'd probably be in my room in the dark, not moving on, not trying to do things right, trying to get on with my life. I mean, I can't go back to work. Absolutely not. I'm not ready. Only because of the line of work I do. I can't go back to work. But eventually, I will. It's been 6 months. I can't believe it's been 6 months, but it's been 6 months, and I'm hoping and I'm praying to God that he is in a better place. And he's happy. He's looking down on me, taking care of me and his brothers, sisters, his kid, my grandson, who also feels the loss very big. It's a big loss for him. Last thing he was we all expected was to lose him like that way we lost him. And I mean, it's still under investigation, but we'll be all right. We hang on to each other. We depend on each other. Give me a Pepsi. We try to lift each other up. I mean, on my first Thanksgiving, my first Christmas, my first New Year's, everything was bad. Thank you. But anyway, but as time goes on, it gets a wee bit easier. A wee bit easier. What happened? Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, that he does know we're strong together. I know. He might be strong, but I'm not. I gotta be strong for everybody. Because, you gotta be the rod of the family. So, I gotta be strong. But I have my days. I have my moments. I'm human. I break down. But what you gonna do? Take it one day at a time. My life has forever changed. It will never be the same again. But, God's will is God's will. In the beginning, when all this happened, I hated the world. I hated everybody. I was mad at the world. Nobody could tell me anything. I was mad at God. I was mad at everything. I was mad at myself. I'm still mad at myself. I blame myself sometimes. It's a blame I can't let go of. I should have never gone to work that night. I should have been home. Not come home and find him. But God is a forgiving God. And I know he understands my pain. And he knows my pain. And he knows that I don't mean to be angry. Well, at least I hope he does. That I don't mean to be mad. But I hope he understands that a mother's not supposed to bury her child. A child is to bury their mother, not the other way around. But, God has other plans. We can't interfere with God's plans. God's plans are God's plans. And, we all have a birth date and a death date. I mean, it's written in his books. And, day by day, I get stronger and stronger. Even though you mention his name and I break down, but I'm able to get up every day and thank God for another day, because there's a reason. There's a purpose for me in this world. There's a reason. I know. Jonathan was reading it. There's a purpose for me in this world. God knows why he did what he did. Maybe in a way it feels like, maybe he my purpose is gonna happen now that my son is not here. You know, I plan to open up a podcast. That is my goal, my plan. That's what God has put in my heart, is to open up a podcast, to be able to talk to people and be able to help them or help each other, so like that we can help each other get through these rough times. And the loss of my son was a big shock to me, but going on a grieving mom group showed me that, wow, how many moms have lost their child, young children, adult kids. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's still your child. Whether they're an adult, whether they're a child, they're still your kid, and it still hurts just as much. But going on that group just showed me how many more people are grieving just like me, and even worse. And there are people who are grieving that have nobody to lean on, and having somebody tell you, oh, get over it, it's been a year. How dare you? You don't know the pain of a mother's loss unless you've gone through it. So for somebody to say, get over it, it's ridiculous. It's not that person is not for you. Even family that tells you, oh, get over it. It's, he's been gone for this amount of time. It doesn't matter. Losing a mother, losing a father, losing a brother or sister is not the same as losing your child. When you lose your mother, I lost my mom, and that killed me. It killed me. I was like my best friend. That was my best friend. My mother was everything to me. That was my go-to. And it hurt. It hurt a lot. For years, I was in pain for a long time. Thought of her, and every day I still think of her, and I wish she was here so we could talk. But you know what? She's there with my son. She took him in. She met him at the gate. And she came to me she came to my niece in her dream and told her to let me know that she has him, and she had him by the hand. And that was comforting to me. That was comforting because I know he's not alone, and he didn't go up there and he wasn't alone, even though he's not going to be alone because you have Jesus and you have the Father. But to have a familiar face is what you want. So, my family, I thank God every day for my family, for my sisters, my brothers, my aunts, uncles, friends, everybody that has supported and still support me in my grief. And not one will ever tell me, get over it. They're there for me. They know it's not easy for me. They know especially holidays are super hard for me. My first Mother's Day without him, I don't even want to leave my house. I'm home. I'm not going nowhere. I'm home. My husband and my nephew decided to do a barbecue, and they're outside listening to music, having their good old time, but I'm here with him. This is where I want to be, with my son, with his wings open, holding me, telling me that he's here, letting me know that he's here for me. But again, it's not easy. Those of you that want to reach out, that are going through the same thing and need somebody to talk to, you can message me, inbox me. We can exchange numbers through Messenger or whatever. And just know you're not alone in this. You're not alone. There's help. There's a lot of help out there. You just got to go get it. Your life will never be the same. I'm not going to lie to you. Your life will never be the same. That part of you, that part of your heart that they ripped out, will always be ripped out. But you learn to live. There's life after them. And you learn. And if you have other kids, they need you as well, whether they're young or adult kids. they need you. And they cannot see you hurting, because if you hurt, who's going to help them? You got to help them through the grief. Like, even though you're grieving, you got to help them get through the grieving, because I'm going through it with my kids. My kids are not, they're grieving in their own way, and I'm grieving in mine, you know, but we're getting through it. My grandson is grieving, my daughter-in-law is grieving, everybody's grieving, but we're learning how to go through it together. We're getting through this together. We all, you know, stick together, talk about it. We keep his memory alive, that's for sure. His memory will always be alive. In our eyes, in our hearts, he will always be alive. You know, we see he does things that we know is him. Let's just say we know is him. You know, my son was a little Tasmanian, and that's why his name was Taz. He was a little Tasmanian, and he makes sure we know he's around. When he's here, we know he's here. And he's doing one of his. But, you know, now he's gained his wings. And, you know, I know it's not goodbye, because I know that one day I will see him again. And he will be the one to meet me, to greet me at the gate. But until then, I'll keep his memory alive. I will talk about him. I will always mention him in everything I do and everywhere I go. He is always going to be kept alive in my heart and in everyone's heart that knew him. He was a giving kid. He was a loving kid, had a good heart, big heart. But, you know, those that did this will pay too. Karma will come for them. And I'm sure of that. Because you know what? You reap what you sow, and God will take care of those that did this to him. They will pay one way or another. They will pay for what they did to him. And they will pay it in this lifetime. That's for sure. So, again, my love to all of you. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers. Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers that lost a child, and you still have to move on and go on with life. But just know that it gets easy. It gets a little easier. It just takes time. And if you need to seek help, just do it. It's nothing wrong with seeking help. It's nothing wrong with reaching out. Whichever way you want to reach out. There's a lot of ways to reach out to people. All you have to do is reach out to them. And help is there. Again, I didn't want to, and I did. And I'm glad I did. I reached out, I helped, I got help. And, you know, I try to help and be there for those that I know have lost someone and are going through the pain that I'm going through. So instead of going through the pain alone, you go through it with them. You know, you can talk about it. You can cry together. You can laugh, you know, and, you know, there's always a rainbow at the end. You always see the rainbow, and you always see the light. It gets better. It does. It takes time, but it gets better. And it's been 6 months for me, and I have my days. I have good days. I have bad days. You know, I have happy days. I have sad days. I have days that I don't want to be bothered, and I have days that I just want to sit here all day and just stare at him. And I have days where I have things to do and I have to get them done. You know, comes with anxiety, comes with anger, comes with pleasure, comes with pain. It comes with everything and anything you can think of. You have to ask yourself, you know, I got to get this done. And you have to push yourself. You have to push yourself to do it. But you're not going to want to do it. You're not. Many times I've woken up, I went to bed and said, tomorrow I'm going to get up, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go do that. And I wake up and I just sit in bed and I just stay in bed because I don't want to do nothing of what I have to do. I just sit there and just let the day go. And then by the time I decide to get up, it's to cook for my kids, take a shower, go back to bed. And that's if I want to. Sometimes I don't even want to do that. I don't want to be bothered. I just want to stay stuck in my room all day, every day, and not see nobody, not talk to nobody, and just stay there, hoping to get a sign from my son, But that's not life. That's not life. Even though I do go through it, I know it's not life. And I push myself. And I push myself extra hard to try to move on and get through it. My niece, Vanity, she's godsend. She's always checking up on me, looking after me, trying to make things right, getting me out the house. My sis, Idalia, same thing. They all try push me out this house, get me out, move on, be happy. He wants you to be happy, keep his memory alive by happiness. It's hard, but I do it. I try really hard to be happy for him, because the last thing I want is for my son to see me, which I know he could see me, is to see me crying all the time. So I try to put on that happy face, as hard as it is. Put that smile, move on, walk. Yeah, I know it's easier said than done. That's definitely true. It's a lot easier said than done. I could get right now and say, hey, I'm going to go out, I'm going to go do this, and no, I'm not. I was invited to a barbecue, and I just can't find my way out of home. I got to stay. I want to stay home. I want to be home. I want to be here where I have his memory. Where I have his memory at. His memory is here with me. And as you guys can see, this is my Mother's Day gift that was made especially for me. My cousin, if anybody is interested in painting, he does paintings, he does artwork, he does sneakers, he does all kinds of stuff. His Facebook is Carlito's Way of Art, and he does amazing portraits, amazing, and very reasonable. So if anybody's interested, you can either hit me up, or you can look him up and Carlito's Way of Art. That's his page. So, with that being said, sorry guys, I'm eating chips. Stay strong, stay positive, and know that God has a plan for all of us. We don't know what it is. We don't know when it is, but just know that God has a plan for us. And God's plans are always on point. So, like I said, I'll be starting a podcast real soon, hopefully by the end of this month, by the end of the month, if not the beginning of next month. But I will definitely be starting a podcast. I will post it. I will bring it on I will post it on live on Facebook and TikTok and all the other whatever, all these group, whatever they are, with a lot of help. Because, I'm not this, this is not all me. I need help doing all this nonsense. But I try. But when it comes to my son, I will make it known that my son's memory will stay alive. And I will find a way to help whoever needs my help in talking talking about their grief, talking about their children. I'm here. Just talking about anything in general. I'm here. All you gotta do is hit me up, inbox me, message me, whichever way makes you happy. Just know that I'm here. So yeah, I'm planning to do a podcast, and I will be getting a lot of help with that, with my family, and whoever wants to be involved in the podcast can be involved. And it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great because this is what God put in my heart to do. And if this is what God put in my heart to do, then this is what I'm gonna do, because this is what He put in my heart. I kept thinking about it, and I didn't know how to go about it. And I just kept hearing that voice, go live, do a podcast. You need to do something to reach people. You're supposed to be helping others, and if this is what I'm supposed to do, then that's what I'm going to do. Because I am a child of God, and I'm going to obey and be obedient to His word, to what He wants me to do. I might need guidance, like with going through grief blocks a lot of things in your mind, because you're grieving so bad that you hurt. So, what's that? What's that, rib?
Without the sauce.
This is the sweet or the hot?
I don't even know. It was.
My lap is from the silver tray that was here.
In the oven. Yeah, so anyway. Yeah, so I'm gonna do whatever I have to. I'm starting to get back into the Bible, reading my Bible and getting back into, little by little, with baby steps. I'm not pushing myself, because I still have hurt. I still have anger that I have to deal with. I still have a lot of unanswered questions. And it's gonna take time, but I will get through it. Okay, because I got a great family. I will get through it. I got a great family. I'm gonna get through it, and we're all gonna get through it together. My son's fiance, my grandson, my kids, we're all gonna get through it, because we all are one. And I know we'll get through it. And we stick together no matter what. So that's number one rule. Sticking together as a family and helping each other. Not bickering, not fighting. We have to stick together, because we're all grieving the same pain. One more than other, but we're all grieving the same pain. So, we just got to stick together. But anyway, with that, I'm going to end my live. Love you guys. And like I said, anybody needs to talk, they can inbox me. Rockland, you know where I'm at. You come over. You're always here. When you need to be picked up, let me know. But, we're always here. You can inbox me. You can message me. Whatever y'all want to do. All right? Just know that grief is real, but there is help. There is definitely help. Hey, brother, love you too. So, this is a wish that you don't put on nobody. This is a... That's good.
Take a picture, show your sister. Who's that?
I'm on live. Yeah. This is a pain that no parent should go through. No parent. So, with that being said, cherish your children. Cherish them. Love them. Be there for them. Hug them every day. Let them know how much you love them. Let them know that no matter what they go through, you might get mad at them, but you got their back. Because mine was snatched from me without even me being ready. He was gone with no signs at all. And he knew I loved him. And he knew I was his number one cheerleader. And my son knew I was his ride or die. Whatever he needed, no matter what I had to do, he knew that Mama had him. He knew Mama had his back. He did. That was my firstborn son. 30 years old. The last October 29th, the worst day ever for me, came to reality. That was my biggest One of my biggest fear. And it came true. It came true. So never think that it ain't gonna happen to me. Because I thought that. I take care of my kids. I love my kids. I'm there for them. I would always watch them. I have to look out for them. I make sure they're always okay. And I teach them to watch your back. Watch who you talk to. Watch this, watch that. You know? Did I ever think I was going to lose my son? Not in a million years. Not in a million years. So coming home from work and finding him was the worst day of my life. I will never stop blaming myself for that. Never. I wish I would have stayed home. I was going to not go to work that night. And I chose to go to work. And if I would have stayed home, maybe things would have been different. Maybe I wouldn't be doing this live. Excuse me. And if I would, it would be something else. Not of grief. But, again, God had other plans. You know? Sometimes I wonder, maybe I wasn't meant to be home. Maybe I wasn't meant to be home when this happened. Maybe I was. I would have seen the signs. I would have known. I could have gotten him help. Maybe it would have been too late, but I would have tried. At least I know I would have tried. I definitely tried when I still got home. I definitely did everything I could. But it was too late. It was too late. But, again, God had other plans. God knows why he went the way why he took him. I can't fight that. I can't wrap it around my head. I can't. Every time I think about it, I get angry. I get upset. But I know I gotta get through it. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna get over it, because I would never get over it. But I'll get through it. I know I will. Little by little, baby steps, but I'll get through it. I will get through it. I got a great family support. Like I said before, I got brothers, I got sisters. My brothers, my sisters, my aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody I could think of. They're there for me. And they always give me those uplifting words, when I need them. They always there, They're a phone call away. They're a video call away. But they're there. And I know they are. I can count on them. Which a lot of people don't have. It's somebody you can count on. I have that. So, I did all my crying. This morning. Because, of course, I'm missing a child. 4 out of 5. But, yeah, 4 out of 5. But, he's still my child. He's my angel. I'm an angel mom. And that's my new name from now on, I'm an angel mom, and that's what I'm going to be, Hopefully God has mercy on me and he won't, put me through another pain. But, I'm trying to get through this. I'm trying really hard to get through this. Dennis, I know you're here for me for everything. I know, baby. I love you. So, we'll get through it. I just gotta take life one day at a time. Take life one day at a time. Because my life is forever changed. It would never be the same. But, like I said before, you move on. You learn how to live with that. hole in your heart, with that emptiness, with that pain, whatever you want to call it. You learn how to go on with it, and at one point or another, kind of makes you stronger. It kind of makes you a stronger person, I'm told a lot of times, you're strong. I don't know how you made it this far. Like you're strong. You done this. You done that, and I don't have a choice. I have to, But I get it. I've seen people go months without being able to go outside, talk to anybody, see the light of day, But you have to push yourself to do it. You have to push yourself. I do every day. I have to push myself every day. Push myself out there to do what I gotta do every day. I'm working 2 days a week because I cannot go back to my full-time job yet. I'm not ready. I'm not planning on going back. But, and in the line of duty I was doing, I definitely cannot go back. So, I just gotta take it one day at a time. But going through this, having my son, I'll be waiting for that call on Mother's Day. I know. Yeah, I know, Maria. Yeah. I got up this morning waiting for him to barge in through my door because he's always the first one to barge in my room door and tell me Happy Mother's Day. And that wasn't there. So I know. And I can't believe it's been 4 years for you already. Wow. 4 years. And like I said, you live with that pain forever. Forever. Never let it go. I mean, no matter even if you want to. That hole in your heart, that part of your heart that was gone with him, you never get back until you reunite with them. Because that's the comfort we have, that one day we're gonna see each other again, and that's what keeps you going. And that's what I hope that when God calls me home, that He has my son waiting at the Golden Gate for me, and that he is the first face I see. But that's not gonna be for a while. I have no intentions of going anywhere right now, unless God has other plans. But I have no plans to go up there yet. So, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And like I said, I will do a live every so often, just to update on how it's going, how I'm doing. Right now, I'm on medication. I take medication for anxiety, for depression, and I take medication to sleep. But, I'm okay. It's okay. If that's what I gotta do to keep me going, that's what I gotta do to keep me going. I'm not abusing them. I'm not taking them the way, the every day. I'm not taking them every day. I'm taking them like every other day, or sometimes every 2 days or whatever I can. I mean, I'm trying not to live on medication. I'm trying to deal with my pain without it. But if I see that the day is not working for me, then I'll take it. Sleeping? Who needs sleep? I don't sleep. I'm up all times of the night. I sleep. I'm up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, 4 or 5, whatever time. Sometimes I don't sleep at all. I don't go to bed till like 5 in the morning, but it's part of my pain. That's my moment when I'm alone, everybody's sleeping, and I'm just sitting there. My mind is wandering and thinking of everything and anything it could. That's when all the what happened, what ifs, What if I didn't? What if I did? You know, what if it went this way? What if it went that way? That's when your mind starts playing tricks on you and making you go crazy, because you start thinking of all the things that you could have, should have, would have, but didn't. You know, all those things go through your head. You know, like, I should have been there. What if I was there and maybe this wouldn't happen? What if I could have changed the outcome? You know, I worked that night. What if I wouldn't have gone to work? What if I would have been home when he got here? I could notice. I would have seen the change in him. I would have noticed something was wrong. Every mother knows their child, but I was working. You know, I would have never in a million years expect to walk into my house and find my son like that. Never. You know, but it happened. You know, am I traumatized? Absolutely. Absolutely. I am very traumatized because I had to give my son CPR. So in my job, I have to do CPR. And my CPR is about to expire, and I'm freaking out because I can't do CPR. I have to do CPR in order to be able to work where I work, and I can't do it. And I told my boss I cannot do CPR. That's gonna trigger my anxiety, and it's gonna, you know, bring me back, and I'm gonna relapse back to depression, and I don't want that. So they're working with me. Hopefully, you know, they'll be able to let it slide for a little bit longer. But no matter how long they put it, it's gonna flash back. Because that's the first thing I had to do was give my son CPR. You know, and to give my son CPR and know that I couldn't revive him, it's hard. You know, it's not cool. Not cool at all. But you know what? When it all said and with it being all said and done, a lot of you don't know my son's story or what happened, and you know, I'm not ready to talk about it. But I prayed that night when I was at work. It was like 2:30 in the morning, and 2:30, 3 o'clock, around 3 o'clock. It was about 3, and I had this uneasy feeling in my chest, like my son came to my head at that moment. And I prayed to God, and I said, Lord, I said, I don't know. I pray. It was him, Amanda, that came to my head. Him and Amanda, my daughter and him. They both came to my mind. And I just prayed to God, and I said, Lord, wherever they're at, please protect them and guide them, and please bring my kids home safe. That's all I ask for God to bring my children home safe. And although God called my son home, he brought my son home safe. Because my son and 2 other guys were together when this happened. One guy was found dead in the bathroom of the place. The other one died driving home. And they both had to get identified by their parents. And I was the only one that didn't have to identify my son, because God brought my son home safe. But he took him home from there. From my home, he took him home. And in that sense, I have a peace of mind, because my son came home safe. Okay? But was I angry? Was I mad? Absolutely. Did I scream and carry on to God? Yes, I did. Because I told God, bring my son home safe. I didn't tell him, take him home. And that was my biggest anger. I did not tell you to take him home. I told you, bring him home. To me, safe. Not take him home. Come on, King, get off. So, you know, that was a big deal for me. That was a very big deal for me. And that was an anger. That was an anger I couldn't get away from. I couldn't let go. I couldn't let that go. I hate it, and I'm gonna be honest. I had such a hate towards God. I hated him for doing that. I didn't want to know about God. I didn't believe in God's miracles. Nobody could tell me anything that God did because I did not want to hear it at all. I did not want to hear nothing that he had to say, anybody had to say about God. If you came to me and you gave me your condolences and then you said, this is God, well, I would just push you away. I don't want to hear it. That's what I would say. I don't want to hear it. Thank you for the condolences. Just keep it moving. I don't want to hear it. But that was my pain. That was my anger. I just felt like, why? Why am I going through this? Why are you putting me through this? Why him? You got so many people out here who do bad and do things that are unforgiving. And they're still out here. Yet you got these kids that are good, have a family, want to do better for themselves, getting their life together. And you take them. Why? Why? And that why? It's never going to get answered. Until I get up there, I guess. Or until I see signs of why you took him. Give me a reason. Give me a reason. He had just gotten back from New York from visiting his son. Why? Why did you take him? But then you think about what happened. It wasn't him. You got a lot of people that hate out here. A lot of people that envy for no reason. So, and for a lot of you that don't know, my son was taken. Somebody put something in his drink. Somebody that was targeting him put something in his drink because my son wouldn't fall for his little games. So he found a way to put something in his drink. And the other two kids that were with my son, the other two guys, they wasn't kids, they were 30 years old also. They did the same thing to them. They put something in their drink and, nobody knew. And by the time everybody found out, it was too late. So, supposedly they're investigating. The case is still open. They're looking into it. I don't know how, because how you don't have answers. And I know who did this, but you don't. So whatever. But I know they'll pay. It was 4 guys who did this to my son. One of them overdosed like 3 weeks ago. So that's 1 down, 3 to go. And like I said, karma's a bitch. God is going to take care of them, and I'm going to see them fall one by one. I still question why they did this to him. He didn't deserve this. He didn't even know the guys that did. He didn't even know those guys. But that's another story. That's another show. Another whatever. But, I question every day, why him? Why him? Why a mother we suffer when we give birth to them. We go through all this pain. 9 months of carrying them. The happiness, it's the greatest gift of life. Is having your child, having a baby, your child, that's yours, something that you can call your own. For it to be snatched from right under you when you least suspect it. If your child is sick, I can understand, there's a chance he might not, he's sick. There's kids sick with cancer, cerebral palsy, all these diseases that are out there, which I don't understand, but, but to have a healthy child and get that phone call, my child is gone, that your child is gone, or you have to come and identify them, and why? Who has such a black heart that want to hurt somebody instead of helping them? Why would you want to hurt somebody? And somebody that you don't even really know. it's not somebody that did something to you. It's just somebody that you feel like, I don't care. I'm just gonna put this there and that's it. I don't care what happens to them. You know, you don't realize that that person you're hurting has kids, has a family, has a mother that's gonna suffer for them. Excuse me. Has a mother that's gonna never be the same because of what you're doing to their child. You know, and only a mother that lost a child would understand what I'm saying. Because it's a pain. It's indescribable. The pain is indescribable. And it's a pain that I don't care how many years you lost your child. It always feels like it was yesterday. You know, it always feels like I just lost my child. Now, I don't care how many years go by. Your heart will never mend. Your heart is never repaired. And that empty spot is always there. You know? And you got other kids. Oh, absolutely. You're going to take care of your other kids. You're going to love them. You're going to take care of them. You're going to do for them. But that hurt, nobody can feel. No matter what anybody says. No matter what anybody says. That pain is always going to be there. Always. You know? And you can't help but catch yourself dazed. Your mind gone, daydreaming about your son or your daughter. You know, you start thinking about all those moments you spent with them, the words they used to say to you, even just by them saying, "Hey, Mom," it's just the way they said it. You would never hear that again. You would never hear that again. And I know I do. I catch myself dazed off and just thinking about my son, you know, how he would walk in and be like, "Hey, Ma, you cook?" You know, my son was my little Gazuki. He was a terror. He ate everything and anything in sight. So if you left your food behind, you lost it, because he gonna take it. But everybody here knows that about my son. So, but I've catch myself a lot just sitting there, and I stare at the door and just imagine him walking in saying, "Hey, Ma, what you doing?" You know? And the thought that I'm never, ever gonna hear that again. It's heartbreaking. You know? That phone call, I'm never gonna get that phone call. I'm never gonna get that, "Hey, Ma," walk through the door. You know? Nothing. You know? But my comfort is every time my kids eat and they leave a plate behind, I tell them, "You better eat that before Thomas come. He's gonna come take it from you. One way or another, he's gonna get to it." Because that was him. You know? He was my clown. My ruckus. And man, do I miss him. Man, do I miss him. I miss him so much. You know? I drive to work every day, and I think of him every single minute as I'm driving. Every single minute as I'm driving to work, I think of him. I go to work, I get to work, and I'm thinking of him. I leave work and I'm looking at the sky, you know, hoping that maybe I'll get a glimpse of him somewhere. Maybe I'll see a sign, something, you know. It's just the hopefulness, you know. It's the hopes of seeing something, you know. When people take pictures, I'm always saying, look for him, he should be in a picture. Look for a sign, there's something that he's gonna be somewhere. And so far it's been there. You know, a lot of times we take pictures, especially with his son. He's always in every picture. You see his image in every picture that we take of his son. And every time we take pictures or whatever we do, we look for him, because we know Nosy Thomas is somewhere around, because he would definitely be in there. You know, he does admit it. He photobombs every picture you take. One way or another, he photobombs you. And those are things that, you know, I look for, that I feel keep me connected to him. You know, I feel connected to him. Like I see them and I'm like, I know you're here, puppy. Where are you? Where are you? And I start looking, you know. Sometimes I'm sitting down watching TV. My TV goes on and off, on and off, on and off. And I know that's him. Turning off my TV for no reason because he was rude like that. Turn off your TV. Like, mind your business. But my TV will go on and off. When I'm in the kitchen, my light goes on and off. You know, and it's like, what the hell? But, you know, I look at it as, and when those things do happen, I just ask them, what happened? What do you want, puppy? What you want? What do you need? You know, I just try to figure out what is it that he's trying to tell me. You know, like not 2 days ago, what's today? Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday. I picked up Amanda Friday afternoon. My daughter used my car to go to the store. She came back and she said, "Ma, have you fought your brakes?" And I said, "No." She said, "It feels funny." I said, "Okay." Friday night, I went to bed, and Thomas came to me in a dream. He came on it was a phone call. I didn't even get to see his face. I wish I did, but I didn't see his face. I just heard his voice, which was comforting enough. But I heard his voice, and he said, "Hey, Ma, what's up with the wheels?" And I'm like, "What you mean, what's up with the wheels?" And he was like, "Where's the wheels? Where's the wheels?" So I said, "Oh, nobody. I'm gonna send them to you right now. I'm gonna go get you. Nobody picked you up in the car?" And he was like, "No." And I said, "Okay, I'm on my way." So I was like, "Okay." I didn't put two and two together. But then I'm with my friend, my best friend, one of my best friends, and she said, she's like a sister to me. And she said, I told her about the dream, and then I told her my brakes are bad. My car, my brake pad, when you push on the brake, it feels weird. And she said, "Hey, maybe that's what Thomas is trying to tell you. The wheels. Something's going on with your..." And I was like, "Well, I do need to change my brakes, but my brakes aren't that bad. But maybe, you know." So I haven't used the car, and I haven't done anything because I need to check the brakes. But, you know, and, you know, those little things like that comforts me, you know. I wish I could have seen his face. I mean, it's been 6 months, and I think I saw his face. I dreamt with him, seeing him one time. One or two times. But it was quick. It wasn't even like an all-night dream. It was just a quick dream. And one of those dreams, it was him running up some stairs saying, I gotta go. And he was running up some stairs, and my mother was in the top, and his grandmother was on the side. And she asked, "Where's Thomas?" And I said, "He just went up the stairs." And she said, "Oh, that's what I was waiting for. I gotta go now." So those are signs. To me, those are signs that he's with his grandmothers, you know, with his both grandmother. He got my mother and his grandmother from his father's side. So those are signs to me that they got him, you know, that he's with them. But I tell you what, I know God is regretting sending him up there, because that boy is a ruckus. I know he must be like, boy, I should have kept your ass down there. I should have never told you to come up yet. But, you know, I'm sure he's all over the place, because that boy did not know how to stay still. He was always running around. He's like his mama. But, you know, I miss him a lot. You know, so I can sympathize with all the mothers that have lost a child. I know how hard it is, you know, and it's uplifting to know that somebody else shares, not that it's happiness, but it's good to know that somebody else shares your same pain, that you're not alone in this pain, you know. So a grieving mom is a great group to join. And, you know, you can just text each other back and forth, on how you're feeling and what you're going through. Because, man, this is hard to go through alone. It is hard to go through this alone. It really is. It's not easy to get through this alone at all. You know, it takes a lot of people. Like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to help you build yourself back up. That same village that helped you raise your child, it's the same village you need to be able to raise back up and try to be not even back to normal, because it's never going to be a normal for me. There's never normal for a mother that lost a child. Never. It's just learning to live with the pain. That's what I call it. Learning to live with the pain, because you never go back to normal. You just learn how to live life, and you learn how to continue, and you learn how to, move on with that pain. But you still continue talking about them, keeping their memory alive, because their memory will always be alive. No matter where you go, what you do, you always come out talking about them. Even if you don't want to, you always talk about them. Oh, when he was here, I did this, and he used to do this with me, he used to do that, and like Maria, I know what you're going through. And I'm sure that, you think about Prieto a lot, and you'll be like, oh, my Prieto this. I remember when my Prieto did that, I know, and that's what keeps you sane. Knowing that you could talk about them, and knowing that they hear you and they're with you. Even if we can't see them, we feel them, So I know that pain, only a mother knows. Only a mother knows. And it's hard. It's hard. We could lose. Like I said, I lost my mother and it hurt like crazy. But to lose your child, man, there's no describing that pain. There's no describing that pain at all. It's like if you have other children, you know that, I gotta be strong for my kids. I gotta be strong for the ones that are here. I gotta help them grieve. I gotta make sure I'm there for them too, so they can know that, that I'm here for them. They need me. My kids need me. No matter how old your kids are, your kids always need you. And they say, oh, you raise a kid till they're 18 years old and then they're on their own. That's not true. Your kids need you more when they're adults than when they're young. They need you a lot more when they're adults than when they're young. Because when they're young, you got it under control for them. You tell them and you raise them and you discipline them. But when they become adults, they need you more than anything in their life. It's like they need that guidance. They need that assurance that I got your back, And a mother will always have their child's back, no matter what they go through. A mother will always be there for the kids, So, a mother is a child's number one cheerleader. Your kids got to learn tough love. And you teach your kids tough love. But you never let your kid fall. You never let your kid fall. You let them fall, but you got their back. You got to let them think you're going to let them fall. But you got to have their back. You got to teach them that, you know what? And I'm not saying cover everything they do. No, don't. They got to learn from their mistakes. But you always teach them that I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm your mother. I'm the one that's going to have your back. No matter what you do, I'm going to get mad, but I'm going to have your back. And that's the way I treat my kids. My kids do things, and my kids are adults. My youngest baby is 20. But when they do something and they know they're wrong, I let them know they're wrong. And you got consequences for doing things. But am I gonna get mad and angry? Absolutely. But will I have your back? Absolutely. I'm gonna have your back. Because ain't nobody gonna teach you and guide you the way your mother is. I'm gonna teach my kids right from wrong, and I always have taught them. And if you do wrong, you're gonna pay for your wrong. But I will still have your back. I'm not gonna cover your wrongs. I'm not. I don't do. That's not the kind of mother I am. I don't cover nothing you do. You did it. You pay the price. Not me. But I will have your back. I will stand by you in whatever decision has to be made. But you're gonna own up to your mistakes. You gotta own up to your mistakes. So, and this is, me talking about, okay, I lost one child. I got 4 more. Imagine those mothers that only have one child and they have nothing else, and they lose that only child that they have. Imagine their life. It's hard on me. Imagine them. You know, like I said, I always need somebody to talk to, somebody to, you know, tell me, you know, hey, how are you? Because no matter what, and again I say, I don't care how many years, how many months you've lost your child, you're strong for everybody, but who's strong for you? Who's strong for you when you need it? And that's the way I feel sometimes. Like I feel like I'm strong, I'm the rock for everybody. Where's my rock when I need it? Where's the shoulder I need to lean on? You know, where's that, hey, are you okay? You want to talk? Let's go for a walk. You want to cry? Let's cry. You know, it's like, where's that person at for me? Where's that rock for me? And I'm not saying I don't have it. I have a lot of people that support me. I do. A lot of people. Whether it's by phone call, by message, I have a lot. But sometimes at the moment you need it, really, dude? Sometimes at the moment, where is it? This is what I mean, you see? I'm sitting here talking and something just flew out the closet for no reason. Yeah, just flew out the closet and it fell on the floor. Something that wasn't even, there was no way of it falling, but okay. You know, those are my signs that my son is doing is up to no good. But he's here. But anyway, but yeah, you know, so I'm gonna cut this short. And thank you, those of you that joined. And Maria, I'll be going to Florida soon. I'm gonna call you, so maybe we could get together. And Dennis, you too. I'll be calling you when I'm going to Florida. I think it's for Melissa's birthday. I should be there, but I'll call you and let you know. Not gonna be for long, but it's gonna be for a few days. But I would definitely give you a call. Maybe we could get together. So, all right, guys. So, I love you guys. You know, I'm here. Call me, text me, message me, whatever you want to do. I'm here. Love you. And I'll see you in the next life. Bye.